everybody. Hi. How's it going? It's good to see you, folks. All of you. For those who are with us for the first time, name's Olga. I'm head of content and community here at Wombat. And we do this little thing sometimes. We gather on Fridays to take a look at some of the Web3 games and pass on the ultimate judgment whether they're worth your time. Before we proceed, my streaming thing is doing some very weird stuff with the background audio. Can you hear my voice over it well? Because to me, it's super quiet, but I'm not sure if it's like good on your end. If you can hear both myself and the music. Okay, lovely. All right, so last time we ventured into some like serious hardcore strategic stuff with block lords, right? Starting to build our own empire. And today we'll be talking about something, well, not necessarily less mature in terms of how old the game is, right? None of the Web3 games are old. The space is only like, what, 5-6 years at best. But in terms of the mature economy and established player base, and generally speaking, some sort of a popularity. Before we proceed, I would like to just remind people, well, a certain person in the chat that well, I appreciate you checking us out, but this is not really a promotional tool. We're just a bunch of nerds here looking at games, so nothing overly exciting happening here. Anyway, as I was saying, we are today going to look at the Nine Chronicles. Nine Chronicles, in comparison to Block Lords, is a very casual game. By very casual, I mean that it's very, very AFK in its nature. If I had, well, a perfect description of, or a perfect summary of how AFK that is, it's effectively that you start thing and then the game just takes care of it for you, right? So despite the, well, overall, I would say an okay lore, right? And the world that they managed to craft, the game doesn't really make a lot of effort to, mechanically wise, doesn't make a lot of effort to make you stick to it consistently. You will see what I'm saying, but for now, let's just go over the kind of the top things real quick, right? So effectively, what is Nine Chronicles? As I mentioned, Nine Chronicles is an idle game, right? And this is exactly what they are calling themselves, like an open source idle MMORPG. A lot of fancy words, right? There are some impressive stats, right? So there's a huge player base for this already for a lot of, well, understandable reasons, as you will see later on. It's effectively, if you played any of the games such as, I don't know, League of Angels on Wombat or Womplay or whatever, this is kind of that sort of a game. It's dungeon crawling, right? It's an auto battler, so that you don't necessarily have to have an active input in there, but it does do the job. It kind of revolves around so you're exploring the universes, or taking the role of a semi-customizable cat boy twink that got summoned by Freya, the goddess, right? And off you go in your adventures. It's exactly that. There are crafting mechanics, of course. What kind of an MMORPG would that be if you couldn't craft your own gear, right? With the trading stuff, and this is where the to earn part comes into play because a lot of the game's core elements are entirely off chain, right? Um, you will not, lest for the system notices, and I don't know why that was a conscious choice to put stuff like broadcasting the transaction and all of those very technical things on the loading screen. But you will see that it's, for the most part, entirely off chain. You do have to kind of sign up to get an internal address of sorts, right? But that is beautiful, fast process, and trading is how you can earn actually in-game currency or 9 Chronicles gold. It's one of the ways by selling your items. Those items are again not necessarily non-fungibles, but just the in-game stuff. There is, of course, the PvP mode, right? In the arena, it's seasonal. You can get a lot of rewards, such as action point potions. You can get the 9 Chronicle crystals that give you buffs. You can get the tokens, of course, and all sorts of things that can, well, not necessarily thwart everything to your advantage, right? But they can be handy, like speeding up the crafting of the items, etc., etc. So really like quality of life things. And of course, you can also enable a lot of the benefits if you lock your 9 Chronicle gold. That allows you to farm, again, action point potions, the hourglasses that speed up the crafting process and whatnot. So all of those neat things. Not as, well, I wouldn't say that this is a very advanced game economy, right? So this is not something that requires a few hours of just sitting down and staring at this like that. But I do have to admit that it's all very neatly tied, right? In a way that makes sense for the game itself to grow to, well, be profitable, right? But also for the players to be able to create and extract value. So there are those things. Meanwhile, we have quite a few folks joining in ever since we started. Hello, Armin. Hello, Lexi, August, Las Vegas Ape, of course, Mocha Twitcher, Chief Pokesmod, Monsters, Vass. Hello. Good to have you with us, folks. Oh, Rising Dragons has a question. Did you not sleep last night? Olga genuinely asking. No, I did. I just look perpetually done with life. I'm sorry. Dude, I'm turning 30 in 4 months, 3.5. That takes a toll on the person. Prince of Paradox says the game is too cute. I know, right? It's got this very typical, like, cartoonish anime style, which I would argue to a certain degree contributed to its success, because people are suckers for everything and anything cute, right? But as it stands, I think so far 9 Chronicles in their design of the in-game economy also did a very, very good job on creating something simple, something that makes sense, and something that, as I said, allows to create, multiply, and extract value. On that topic specifically, right, I would just like to cover effectively how the game economy works in a neat scheme, right? I'm also going to drop the link to that fragment of the white paper so you guys can check this out as well. Prince of Paradox, Olga 30 is amazing. Let's go take over Berlin. Dude, I cannot even take over proper sleep schedule. What are you talking about? Oh yeah, Webby's in the house as well. Hello, I'm locked out. Wonderful to have you with us, Paul. Um, but yes, as I was saying, and I'm going to pull it up on the screen in just a second. I think what effectively makes Nine Chronicles a solid Web3 game is exactly that. Uh, all of the elements are at least unilaterally connected. Most of those go, both ways. That effectively bolster each other, right? So a lot of the things you see here, such as staking, trading, crafting, earning naturally from locking tokens or from trading stuff, yes, they all go towards the playing experience and contribute to it, right? So effectively, there aren't really a lot of ways to farm Nine Chronicles Gold as it should be, because otherwise this token would just become super inflationary, right? But you can do it via trade and incentivizing that. You can also earn it via extra staking of certain items in the monster collection, etc., etc. You earn some of the stuff back, so it's all really, really neatly tied. Locked Out is saying, I'm really waiting for a solid Web3 integrated Minecraft MMORPG that isn't created on Windows 95. Man, that would be amazing, right? But I don't know if we are to get any of that anytime soon, of that scope, but I did hear, when was that? Autumn last year, I think that Roblox were actually considering exploring Web3 and blockchain stuff and whatnot. So maybe every single Web3 gaming server in Minecraft that we lost will get a second life on Blocklords. Prince of Paradox, I see that you also fell victim to Hal World. That stuff is addicting as hell. I wasn't playing myself, but I was the what do you call it, the backseat gamer through the whole thing. A beautiful masterpiece, really putting AAA developers to shame. The only thing is I completely lost it because when you look at the loading screen sometimes, and if you're not connected to the internet or something when you're playing it, in the upper right screen, instead of not logged in, it says not logged in. And I was laughing like a maniac for 5 minutes of this. Anyway, Nine Chronicles. Let's take a look at the game itself, right? Because I'm still very much at the tutorial stage. So it's not that kind of a far into the whole thing, but let me just, I do wonder, because I for some reason cannot see anything right now in the game. Okay, let me do it one more time. I swear to God, I was very, very much afraid that something like this would happen. And I loaded everything in advance exactly for that case. And it's still like lets me down like this. It's insane. Planetarium, Ubisoft. Or maybe it's my Opera browser. Why? Why are you being this way? It's connecting, so We should be good. I just hope that it's not going to flip me off again. I guess I will just do it this way. Yep. All right. So there you have it. This is the game. I am prompted to go to the rewards. I do not want to do that just yet. And this is what kind of annoys me, because a lot of the things about this game you cannot skip. But at the very least, there is that. So, this is the game itself. This is my character, as I said, a twink cat boy. You can, of course, as I mentioned, and you should be able to equip your stuff, right? So if you go to the adventure mode, this is where we were at this point. You will be kind of required to review your equipment and whatnot, and all of those fun things, where you can employ the auras that you summon. They boost your character points, boost your strength, just like your gear does. In that essence, this is why I also drew the comparison with the League of Angels. It's very, very similar in the kind of leveling up system. So basically everything that you wear / consume / add to your character, such as pets and whatnot, all of that adds to your character points that translate into strength. A very straightforward, no business system. Let's see what we might have in the summons. I do not have the golden aura. I can only get the normal one. Such as, for example, it will take 1 blocks to complete crafting. Okay, so they effectively slither in the blockchain terminology via those things. Okay. What did we get? Nimble aura. Normal one. Sure. Let's get another one, because I already have a nimble, normal, whatever. Okay. How can I skip that? And what is happening there? I do not want to unequip it. Sure. Okay. Let's just put one of those back. Effect. Do they all have the same effect? So there's increased hit, increased 20%, 30%. Yeah, they are the same. So this is effectively how it works. Casual clothes. Yeah, of course, equip. Was I just running around naked? Is that what the game assumed? Oh wait, is that better than the one that I have? Slightly better. But okay, that's effectively it, right? You can also see what you want to wear for the arena, for the PvP. So those are all different sets that you have to take care of. Let me just quickly check in on the chat so that I'm sure that you're not misbehaving too badly, at least. Sorry, had to restart Twitch to read that. Oh yeah, Prince Paradox. Is this on one play? No, but you can play it, or at least handle the assets via Wombat. But yeah, it's quite good. Thank you so very much, Rising Dragons and Prince Paradox. If I wasn't pale as death, You would make me blush. Back to the game it is. So I've crafted a few auras, not with any sort of substantial different effects, mind you. So we're done here. Let's go to the adventure mode. There are, of course, all sorts of events that you can take part in, right? It's special promos, etc., etc. It's a very weird dating. I'm assuming that this is starting from Wednesday until the 6th of February. But this format scares me. But yeah, all sorts of updates, all sorts of rewards, patch notes if that is of special interest of someone. Let's take a look at the adventures because that is, I'm guessing, where my biggest beef with the game is, because it just takes all the agency away from you. You will see what I mean. So you see all of those technicals of very fine transactions. Nobody needs to need that. Okay, you see my guy moving, and now you see him hitting, and I'm not doing any of that. Right? So in League of Angels and whatnot, you could at least, you had a selection of special moves that you could use yourself. Sure, the basic attacks, they were automatically handled by the game, etc., etc. But this feels more like an interactive cartoon, semi-interactive sorts. I didn't even click on continue. The game doesn't even require you to, effectively be present to transition between stages. So you can just sit here and relax. What I am spending and earning here, effectively. So those are the action points, right? Every time I go to a stage, I lose 5 action points. This is the equivalent of energy you can see in a lot of those games, right? Then, of course, the crystals, they, help with crafting sometimes, especially if you're combining more than 2 ingredients, right? Oh, something new. It's not a plastic bag this time. Lovely. Okay, mushroom spore vigorously. My back has been... It's very bored. Are you going to play with me? And quit following me, stop. So yeah, there is also a story to that, but the writing is very corny. Like, I'll crush you, groan, my back itches, and all of those things. I have a creepy feeling. And now you have a boss fight, which, again, is not any different. Right? Even all of the special effects like power-ups and whatnot that you or your rivals apply. Well, for your rivals that would be odd if you had any input there. But you don't have any agency in that. You can just stare into the distance, contemplate your life, regret all of your life choices and all of those wonderful things without being overly invested into the game. It doesn't even require you to read the dialogue. Goddess Freya tells us that our realm is in danger. This is why we were summoned. The gods are too busy to do anything about it, and our catboy is the only cat person, whatever, that stands between total chaos and everything else. Another idle mechanic that doesn't really require you to do anything Shall we get back in battle? No, I didn't think so. Or maybe. Even here, right, your character is still available for general adventures while on patrolling. At this point, you also get the access to staking, right? The game promptly opens that thingy. There are several tiers, right, that effectively basically influence how many of things you would be earning. So, for example, if I just stake 59 Chronicles gold, up to 5 hourglasses, 1 action point potion per hour, 1 rune, no rune stones, no crystals, no arena rewards, no percentage of like action point recovery, none of that. But if we are to increase the reward to 500, that basically jumps up dramatically, as it should, I mean, because it's tenfold, right? So, because I don't have the tokens yet, I cannot really do anything, right? But you can really see how from level to level it just grows, not only in the amount of the things that you're getting, but also the sorts of things that you're getting. For example, golden dust that can get you better auras and whatnot. That is, at least if you earn those tokens organically through trading, etc., I think that is worth it. You also have the quest center, right? Very, very typical for those sorts of games, I would say, where you have all kinds of milestones that you would have to pass before you get your rewards. So there is, of course, always a way to obtain those things naturally through progress as well, without token staking and whatnot. If you are just interested in the idle entertainment. We got a few other crafting materials, so let's get those. I got an egg and some grain, I guess. For cooking stuff, right now we cannot really cook anything. There's just the smithy. Sorry, did I say smithery? Let's give this another try. Sure, why not? I don't know what else I'm supposed to be doing with the silver dust at this point. So, yay, another thingy. DCC collection. That's also like a special event, special portal. NFT collection. This is like a pet thing, I suppose you could say, that gives you bonuses, various bonuses. For example, this little kitty cat could reduce the time effectively of crafting, but not directly. It affects the hourglasses that affect the time of crafting, right? This looks on the card a lot more menacing than it does in the game, right? So this also affects crafting, for example. Can get some extras with a 50% chance. Also affects crafting. So those sorts of things. Whether Nine Chronicles plans to do another sort of collection that does not specifically affect just crafting, we will see. Meanwhile, let me check in on you guys. Atlas Drawers is dishing the subs out like there's no tomorrow. Thank you, my man. That's very wholesome and very, very much in the spirit of the Wombat fam. Gucci Gaming has joined us. Ah. What else is happening here? Who is the boss wombat and when do we get to fight them? I don't know. Come to Portugal, find Adrian, fight him. Bastard has the audacity to be joining work calls from his sunny villa with his stupid 2 poles, which is not necessarily saying like a lot because he lives in a very remote village and whatnot. So I'm assuming that those things are accessible there, but still, goddamn. Prince Paradox reminds me of like Ragnarok Online. Man, I haven't heard that name in a very, very long time. True. I mean, mythology-wise, at least, sure. And some of the game mechanics as well. But like I haven't engaged with Ragnarok Online in years, so my memory might be clouded. Probably is. Locked out. Audi Spacey, I love your IGN. Nickname? Or do you somehow know that I used to work for an IGN branch? Huh. True, Grabfish has not even been mentioned, but if you guys are being nice, then maybe I will do a round of Grabfish. Maybe I won't. Yeah. Tenderheartist. Is it not wholesome when, one member of the Wombat fam gives subs to another member of the Wombat fam? I think that's neat. Lockdown says, Adrian Fight Club. Are we allowed to talk about Adrian Fight Club now? Yes, we absolutely are. I'm spilling the beans right now on the stream. Let's talk about the Adrian Fight Club. First rule is that all fights happen in the dungeon. Damn right. And, I mean, which could be an awesome fantasy thing, or could absolutely ruin you if you are as spoiled by the internet as I am and know what Gachamuchi is. Then it is not cool. Anyway, let's go back to the game. For the sake of plot development and also seeing what else I can possibly maybe craft with broken swords, plastic bags, belts, and wood. Let's give this a go. I have yet to decipher what the fire thing is. I guess it's something good because I have not encountered any of the fire things in the UI, right? So maybe I overlooked it in the white paper itself, but I don't know what that's supposed to be. You shall not pass says a cute mochi bean thing, not being very convincing. There is effectively what's transpiring here, right? Besides what Freya said. So Yggdrasil, for those who are not hopeless nerds, it's kind of like a world tree that connects the whole universe. And we have effectively arguably cute monsters seeping into this domain from that tree. What do they want? Nobody knows. But everything is in danger, and the gods do not really bother to do anything about it. You can also see that the level progression is relatively fast, right? Even with the bosses whose HP is twice as high as yours. Of course you could do it, my man. You don't feel discouraged, right? Just like many of those games, those idle clickers or AFK games, whatever, the main point of this game, kinda, is to make you feel good about yourself. So even if you're a lowly level 7, you're dishing out combos and crits and whatnot, like, is the easiest thing in the world, defending bosses just like that, even if they look tanky as hell. Case in point, probably, yeah. That guy has almost twice the HP that I am. And he's not landed a single hit on me so far. I think the lowest that my health points went was about 164 or something. Well, what are these? I'm just trying to go back with better equipment. Thank you. That cat is really clingy. No way! I thought that I got this. Craft casual clothes. Okay, let's craft casual clothes. I guess that was a recipe and not the thing. Right, so let's unlock this because we do have tons of those crystals. There we go. This is the blockchain. You can also unlock the premium version of that with 4 elements, right? So the well, with kind of more of those. Let's give this a try. Craft without a pet. Sure. It'll take 7 blocks. Okay. But maybe I can kind of speed it up with the thing. No? Yeah, sure. Whatever. Okay. That's not doing anything. That's just me throwing out crystals instead of the items that I like. I'm also getting eggs, which I know that there is a cooking mechanic there and whatnot, because you do need well, food to buff yourself and whatnot, but we're not really at the point yet where this is needed. So let's just finish that, I suppose. Did I get this? All right. Casual clothes. Yay. Let's equip this. It's not going to change anything dramatically, but you know, it's got this nice little pendant there. So there we go. We're slowly turning into a fashion icon. I wonder if I mean, it also boosts the defense somewhat, which... There we go. So see, sometimes it does pay off to just do the whole thing over and over again until you get somewhat better results. So yes, for the lore, for the kind of tailoring to the player's sense of worth, I suppose, that game does a tremendously good job. It's actually scary because we're all used to the fact that Web3 games, they're either, well, slowly progressing but well-made titles, right? Or as Prince Paradox said, that or Locked Out, was it Locked Out, that they look like they were made on Windows 95, and no matter how fun and engaging that is, it just looks rubbish. This here, however, do take it into account that I have, well, not necessarily made tons of progress, but I did make it to the level 15 level, as in not mine, but you know, in the dungeons, so to say. I have not had to spend any tokens in this. I have not had to buy any NFTs and whatnot. I am able, like in any normal Web 2 idle game, whatever, just do it with the in-game stuff and the soft currencies. This is the arena. All sorts of things, of course. As I explained, you can earn all sorts of rewards in there. The season has not started yet, so I'm not gonna sit here and stream for 2 weeks to get the show on the roll, right? But yeah, let me get back to you, my fellas. Let's see. Let's see what's happening in the chat. Like, I didn't know you worked for IGN. In-game name. See, I'm old. I'm used to words like user pick, or avatar, or nickname. I don't know. No flex around you. Flaccid achievements only. Locked out. Okay, guys, let's break it. Okay, if you want to do the whole Fight Club thing, fight Adrian. Don't fight yourselves. This was supposed to be the point of it. Prince Paradox. I enjoy idle games. Dress up is fun. I mean, yeah, that's kind of the whole point, right? For you to just relax, not be overly invested. And for something like that, I think 9 Chronicles is surprisingly solid. Looking at its in-game economy, we already took a peek at this earlier on, right? Looking at the whole lore, right? How consistent the style is, I think is pretty neat. As I said, I do have a few, well, not reservations necessarily about it, but I do feel slightly discouraged by the fact that at times it doesn't really feel like a game at all. So with that, let's get to the conclusive part of today's stream, right? Do I think that 9 Chronicles is fun? In a way, yes. I cannot say that I feel particularly invested in just looking at the whole side-scroller action, right? As you progress from dungeon to dungeon. Yes, it's somewhat entertaining to craft new items, see what you get, what kind of stats you will have there, etc., etc. It does not, however, offer you any room for or require the same strategic thinking about your items and crafting as Crypto Dynasty, for example. The Wombat OGs will definitely remember this game, and the TTK tokens. But is it like a completely dumb waste of time? No, also not, because, as I said, for something that does bring some sort of an entertainment, right? In a way that encourages people to engage with the token a little bit more in a way that brings them tangible advantages and whatnot, that also allow people to earn token in the game, not by a lot of ways, but still it's a good balance, I would say, right? That I would say for what it is, it's a good like tokenized idle experience. As a game, however, I do not like that I don't have a lot of agency in it. I do not like the to me this looks like a lack of effort to make a person really invested in the game world, right? Because I understand that there can be language barriers and whatnot. But if you have partners like Animoca, like Ubisoft, etc., etc., I, well, I do not believe that at least at one point there shouldn't have been a thought crossing the game creator's mind, like, should we maybe, I don't know, at least have like a writer, a game designer looking at that. um I don't, that's not to say that I find it insulting, right? But I do believe that maybe Planetarium was not specifically aiming to create, a hardcore game in that sense. So I am in two minds because even for the lack of well, engagement, Arcus for Arcus and Forge, for example, just because I logged into those games consistently when there was nobody there, um, they still gave me a lot more satisfaction from my own actions, right? Not necessarily the kind of a person who looks at the flying numbers of leveling up and damage dealt and whatnot, and that feels like a warm balm on my soul. So I would say for those who really like idle games, right, who do not really want to kind of have to go through the tones of lore to understand what's really going on, and who just want a fun, engaging way to, I don't know, use a Web3 GameFi token that they have been eyeing for a while. There you go. This is a good use case of how, uncomplicated as a concept on the very high level can be very, very successful in a Web3 game, right? The gameplay is not complicated. The game style is, well, I wouldn't necessarily call it simplistic. It's cute. It's a lovely eye candy, but again, it's not, Last of Us or God of War. You get what I'm saying? The tokenomics are solid, straightforward, uncomplicated. The way how the token part ties into the gameplay part is also very straightforward. There are a few avenues out that are fueled by either by trade or by skill, as it should be, right? A few avenues in that give you tangible bonuses in the game. Solid. So for that, more than for the play part itself, I would give Night Chronicles perhaps a smash, because I do like the tokenomics design. I cannot blame people for adopting a few very successful idle formulas into their own creation, right? Because those things work. There is evidence for that, and that evidence is the insane amount of money in mobile games, particularly in those types of games, right? So it only makes sense to me. I just really wish that we as players had maybe a little bit more input in that goes beyond, reviewing your equipment, maybe participating in the arena, stuff like that. Even in what was that? Crazy Ants, right? Crazy Ants is another good example, I think, of an auto battler game where you can effectively only influence the outcome of a battle through the equipment and traits of your own, right? However, you do have an input in terms of where in the dungeon you go, how you navigate, at which point do you want to withdraw or not. all of those things. I would argue that an approach like that actually would make Nine Chronicles a much more enjoyable title than it is. Whew. Talking is hard. And also, stay hydrated, everyone. I'm going to... Where is it? But yes, that would be my final verdict. Do keep in mind that, as I said, it might not be the most interesting game you will ever play. But if you are looking at Web3 games from a more kind of a token holder / inspector point of view, inspector? Go gadget, no. Investor, of course, point of view. That is no financial advice, just saying, there are different ways of approaching Web3 games. Then I think Nine Chronicles is a good part. Locked Out, that is a play-to-earn game. Yes, correct. So, as I said, you can earn Nine Chronicles Gold, the token, NCG, through trading items, right? Through selling them on the open marketplace within the game. You can also earn them if you rank reasonably high in the arena seasons and whatnot. You can also buy those tokens, of course, right? And you can lock them in the game for mining, like energy potions, hourglasses to speed up the crafting process, food, the dust that you use for summons, etc., etc. So all of those things should always raid food. Prince Paradox suggests let's raid Sensei Balrog. Well, sure. Absolutely, always happy to do just that. Looks like they are... Thank you for the ad. Doesn't matter. It's not about them, it's about Twitch showing me some stupid Disney stuff. Thank you so very much for joining me in the stream. I hope that you will still be encouraged to give Nine Chronicles a chance. Check it out. It's completely free to start this game. You can play on PC, on your phones. So stay playing and slaying, and of course, enjoy your time with Sensei Balrog.